Welcome to No Broken Legs. I am your host, Evan Belfiore. Joining me on a Friday night is Jimmy Champ. Jimmy, how are you?
I'm good, man. A little rain out here in Ravenna tonight, which kind of sums up my tears for the Browns quarterback situation, so it works out.
Yeah, we got a little bit of drizzle out here as well, and nobody really cares that the Browns lost to the Ravens. The big news is Shedeur Sanders got on the field. What specifically did you see that you've thought of him this whole time?
My main issue with Shedeur, and it's probably because his dad's pretty much been his only real coach until this year, is I think Shedeur thinks he's way more talented and athletic than he actually is. Like, I think Shedeur thinks he's Michael Vick when he's probably closer to like a David Garrard or Byron Leftwich.
Like, he surprised me with his athleticism because he actually escaped a couple of times, which was a couple times more than I thought he would.
That's fair. No, it's still the one thing the coaches have to break is him turning his back on the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely.
Like that can't happen. The trying to drop back 10, 15 yards. Like, bro, it doesn't work for Josh Allen. It's not going to work for you. Like,
Truth.
You can't do that. And then, to me, it was the little things. Like, for me, the most egregious play was the naked boot where he cut the corner so sharp and there was no chance for success in the play. And that's a play that every quarterback in the NFL should have been making while in college and know how to do. And that's the reason those are the reasons why he's a project guy, because he doesn't even understand or is able or has ever had to do things like that. And if you cannot pull up that play at the NFL level, how are you supposed to go deeper into a playbook when you don't even understand how to do that drop?
The lack of a real playbook in college besides just, simple RPO action really showed itself.
And I just think the decision-making, like, I know everybody, we've got the video evidence that the supercomputer Dylan Gabriel didn't process open receivers like we thought he would. But multiple times, Shedeur Sanders made the absolute wrong read. Like, the absolute wrong read, wrong play. Like, 100%. And I just had a problem, as we talked, I had a problem with the Boo Birds being so loud for Dylan Gabriel dump-offs, but celebrating Shedeur dump-offs.
Yeah.
And we are...
This is pretty wild.
We are looking at the way he threw incomplete passes and saying that's why he's going to be a successful quarterback. And that's insane to me.
Well, everything's jumped the shark with Shedeur for a while now. I'll defend a few things with him. One, it's his first reps with the team because for some reason he's the backup quarterback, but even though they have an undersized quarterback, he hasn't even taken snaps with the linemen like that. You don't have 10 minutes at the end of practice to just do that. No. I don't think it was actually that great of a play per se, because I think he missed his early reads and Fanning just got open. But that throw that he did to Fanning is one more NFL caliber throw than Dylan Gabriel's shown in 5 weeks. And I guess that's about it.
I don't think it was any better of a pass. I don't think it was any better of a pass than the touchdown pass Gabriel threw to Fanning. So
all the other stuff was there. He holds the ball too long. The backwards running thing, like, you can't take 15-yard sacks. It's just not going to work. And he has to learn to take the snap, plant his foot, and be ready to throw, because they're just going to blitz the shit out of him.
Yeah, and so here's the thing, and this is, you would think NFL fans and media, because we've gone through so many quarterbacks, would have a better understanding and realization of what rookie quarterbacks in the NFL are. They are very hardly successful. The Jaden Daniels stuff, it doesn't happen very often. And the thing is, like, rookie quarterbacks starting this year, they have one win, and statistically, Dylan Gabriel has the best start of any rookie quarterback this year. He was not good by any means, but the Dylan Gabriel overseas game is the best statistical first start of a rookie quarterback this year. like rookie quarterbacks, especially coming in the middle of the season, do not tend to play well. And I'm going to be so frustrated when it's, well, the line sucks and the receivers suck and the scheme sucks. Yeah, we told you that, and that's why Shador shouldn't be playing. Because true, honest to goodness, Heisman Trophy candidates, blue chippers, guys that have succeeded at the hardest level, every level, have played in the biggest games, the biggest bowl games. Most of them still struggle when they become NFL starting quarterbacks. And Shador is none of those things. Like, I think for me, that's the biggest thing with Shador, is that Shador was never the superstar quarterback of his class, ever. Ever. If he was, he wouldn't have gone the collegiate route that he went.
Yeah, he's certainly not the athlete his dad was.
And I think this is, now, all right, I say this once again, as I've said for Brady Quinn and Johnny Manziel and Derek Anderson and Jeff Garcia and Charlie Fry and Jason Williams and all of them. I've said it for all of them. All they want is for the Browns to have a successful quarterback that they don't treat horribly and get rid of. All they want is for the Cleveland Browns organization to have a successful quarterback. I hope I'm completely wrong about Shador Sanders. Hope it happens. Don't think it's going to happen. Like, you might sneak a win against the Raiders, but I don't think you will. But I don't know what level of play Shador has to get to. Like, I'm so curious to see local, national, and fan-wise what the bar is for Shador Sanders. Like, if he throws for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, runs for 60 yards, and the Browns lose, are they going to tell me they've got their guy?
I don't know. I'm fascinated to see what happens in this game. The Browns are 3.5-point road underdogs to the Raiders, who are terrible. The over-under in this game is 36. 36. I'm taking the Browns here in this spot because I don't know how either of these teams are going to score. And the real story is going to be, how many sacks does Myles Garrett get? Is he breaking the record this year, Jimmy?
No, I don't think so.
I think they play enough bad teams that he can get a bunch of sacks. I think he's going to push 24.
I don't know. I mean, well, he may. I guess it will depend what his attitude is. If he decides he wants that individual award, because normally at the end of bad seasons, Myles goes on the back of milk cartons. So.
Yeah, but none of these games are going to matter. So.
True, that is true.
Who do you got here for this game, Jimmy?
I mean, I think Shador Sanders is the worst rookie quarterback to start this year in a football game, and the ones that are better haven't been very good. So I'm all over the Raiders and the under here. I think it's going to be an ugly football game.
Oh, I agree with that. It's going to be an ugly football game.
Yeah, I think the Raiders will win this game.
I think the Raiders win. I think the Browns keep it close, though. 3.5 is a lot.
Yeah, 3 feels like the right number, but if the Raiders won this game by 10, I wouldn't be surprised.
That's fair. Up next, we have the Green Bay Packers hosting the Minnesota Vikings. The Packers are 6.5-point favorites. Who knows with these teams, right?
I'm going to take the Vikings here. I don't know what's going on in the NFC North. None of the teams seem to be the same week to week. But I think for a divisional game, I think 6 is a lot for teams for a Packers team that continues to underperform this year. So I'm going to take the Vikings here.
I'm with you. I like the Vikings here as well. Our next game sees the Seattle Seahawks traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans. The Seahawks are 13-point favorites. Over-under is 40.5. Seattle has destroyed bad teams, and Tennessee's a bad team. I might take this at like 20.
I love it. Yeah, I like Seahawks, and I like the over here as well.
I mean, the Seahawks might hit the over by themselves.
Yeah.
Our next game sees the Chicago Bears hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bears are 2.5-point home favorites. 45.5 is the over-under. I don't know. Looks like Rodgers is going to be a game-time decision. Chicago seems to just play close games, so I would assume this is going to be a close game because that's what these teams do. And maybe Pittsburgh is better off with Rodgers on the bench.
So I almost think I kind of agree with you. Pittsburgh may be better off without Aaron Rodgers because I don't like the way the offense looks. Like it looks like maybe there's a lot of ad-libbing going on. There doesn't seem to be a good flow or balance. And I mean, they've got a playoff appearance just hanging. You know, they're really winning games, but sometimes it kind of feels like in spite of Aaron Rodgers and he's had some bad games too where he's just not played well. So for the Steelers, it might bode well for Rodgers to not play. But I'm actually going to take the Bears here. Like you said, they do keep playing in close games, but they seem to have a pretty good team. And Caleb Williams, not as bad as I thought he was.
Yeah, he's not bad. I don't know if he's good, but he's not bad. I'm taking Pittsburgh here because this is a stupid game that they'll probably win because they're the Pittsburgh Steelers and they win stupid games.
Yeah.
Our next game sees the New England Patriots. They are 7-point favorites against the Cincinnati Bengals on the Ohio River. 51's the over-under. This, like maybe Joe Burrow's back. How much does that affect your outlook on this game?
For me, it doesn't really change the outlook too much because, I mean, Flacco hasn't played bad. Obviously, Burrow is an upgrade, but skill set-wise, I don't think, like, schematically, it doesn't change a lot to me. And the offense hasn't been the problem really when Flacco's been in there. It's been the defense. And the Patriots defense is gettable. Like, they're not great yet. They're good, but they're not great. But I think I like the Patriots to win, the Bengals to cover, and because it's a Bengals game, you got to take the over.
I agree with all that. I like New England to win, Cincinnati to cover. I like the over. Nice 4-leg parlay out there for you is Drake May 250 and 2 touchdowns, and then whoever ends up playing for Cincinnati 250 and 2 touchdowns. That feels like a nice little way to start out your Sunday afternoon.
Yep.
Our next game sees the Detroit Lions hosting the New York Giants. Detroit's 13-point favorites. The over-under is 50. Everything I said about the Seattle-Tennessee game applies here, Jimmy. I might put a parlay together with both Detroit and Seattle at minus 20.5.
I can't wait to build it, man. It's going to be fun to build. I don't know if I can hit the bet, but I'm definitely going to build it because you're not wrong. I totally agree with you. The Lions will dominate this game, but kudos to Dan Campbell for being the only head coach in the history of the NFL to be 0 for 5 going for fourth downs twice in the history of the game. Like, it's an incredibly horrible stat, and it just was so unnecessary.
Yeah. And I don't know who it was. I saw somebody made the point that if there's a team that you want to give the ball to and have them possess the ball more than you, it's Philadelphia because they look like they're just ready to implode at a given notice.
Yeah. They just kept hanging on, and it was crazy the parts of the field where Detroit was going for it. I don't know. But, I mean, I felt right. I felt vindicated. It was exactly what I thought was going to happen. But watching it, it was like I was starting to feel bad for the Detroit Lions players. Like, Dude, what are you doing? Punt the football, man. Dude, try a 60-yard field goal. Do something different. It was rough.
And for the record, the Lions at minus 20.5 is plus 175. The Seahawks at minus 20.5 is plus 193. As a 2-leg parlay, that's plus 760.
I think that's a bet to make, actually.
Yeah, I just think both of those teams just demolish bad teams.
Yep.
And I think you can bet all three of those as a 2-leg parlay and then each part of the leg individually. And I think at least one of those is hitting.
Yeah, that's a very good strategy for Sunday.
Up next, the Baltimore Ravens, who are just marching their way back to the playoffs, are taking on the Jets. 13.5-point favorites are the Ravens. 44.5 is the over-under. Jimmy, I like the Jets here for one very specific reason, and I'm wondering if you saw it too. Lamar is not okay.
Mm-hmm.
How many times did he break off running in that game?
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
And if he's not going to run, I don't know if they can. I can't trust them to cover a 13-point spread. I don't think. I mean, they're going to beat the Jets. They'll probably win by 10, but I don't know if they can get to 14 if Lamar is not going to run at all.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. A lot of Lamar's advantages and their offensive advantages change with Lamar not running. He's not as dynamic. The offense isn't as dynamic. So I actually don't mind that. That might be a good play there because I agree with you. And we talked. I don't know if it was just that Baltimore knew they were going to get out of there with a win, so they were doing as little as possible. I don't know if that's what it was. But you are right. It was not the typical.
Even when they were trailing, Lamar wasn't running.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I take it you think Baltimore's going to blow them out?
Well, I did until you brought that up, man. But
I know this just feels like the game that everybody's going to do a 3-team tease with Seattle, Detroit, and Baltimore.
Yeah.
And out of those 3 legs, Baltimore is the team that I look at to go, I think they win, but that game may wind up being closer than everybody thinks it's going to be, and even the Jets want it to be. They probably just want to cash in and go home.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong there. Yeah, no, I think you to really kind of look back at it in my head, and we know, and he's been sidelined this week in practice too. He hasn't practiced very much, so you could be onto something there. So I'll take the Jets. I like that.
Oh, you'll go off the cliff with me. I love it.
Yeah, I like that. I can jump off that cliff.
Up next, the struggling Kansas City Chiefs taking on the upstart Indianapolis Colts. Chiefs are 3.5-point home favorites. Over-under sits at 50. This is a game we've had circled for a while, and I got to be honest, Jimmy, Kansas City losing last week put a little nervousness in me about their long-term future. What are your thoughts on the Chiefs overall in this game in particular?
Well, that was one of the worst performances we've seen from Patrick Mahomes. There were guys that, by NFL standards, were wide open, and usually balls that he drops right in the basket, they could not catch. I don't necessarily think that's going to happen 2 weeks in a row. I still don't believe in the Indianapolis Colts. You know that. The Colts should feel disrespected and embarrassed by this line. And the Chiefs' defense, I think they've got a lot of great players, but that hasn't been right. But it's probably because the offense hasn't been right. And I think a lot of people have started to do the dynasty is over, it's all over. And then Monday morning, the talk shows are going to be like, well, maybe we overreacted a little bit. I got the Chiefs by 2 touchdowns here, man.
I don't have the faith. It feels like a field goal game. I think Jonathan Taylor can make some hay against this Kansas City defense. But it's Daniel Jones. It's Daniel Jones, man. So if I bet Indianapolis, which I'm probably not, I can't bet against the Chiefs. I can't bet Daniel Jones against the Chiefs. My soul won't allow me to do that. But if I was going to make that bet, I would definitely bet on Daniel Jones to throw an interception or 2. And I may make that bet anyway because that's how Indianapolis loses this game, is if Daniel Jones throws picks. Because I don't know, maybe we've reached a point with Kansas City where they've just done this too much, and Rice should be fresh, but he hasn't played he's playing now, but he missed a year and a half basically.
Yeah, but it was just weird. Maybe
that attrition is coming to bear now.
Yeah. We've made a lot of money on Andy Reid off the bye. It was like clockwork. So it was a lot of weird stuff last week, but if the Chiefs lose and Patrick Mahomes looks bad again, then I'm going to be concerned. But if it's not both of those things, if any other things happen, like if the Chiefs win but Mahomes didn't play great, it's fine, it's a win. And if the Chiefs lose but Mahomes looked like Mahomes, I'll go, man, it's going to be fun watching them go into Indianapolis, into Denver, and into Baltimore or Buffalo on their way to the Super Bowl. So.
Yeah, because that possibility is still there. Because even when they were skirting by the skin of their teeth the last couple of years, the playoffs hit, and all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, they're fine.
But I will say, offensively, if they've been holding anything back, it's time to unload the chambers, man.
Absolutely. Our next game sees the Jacksonville Jaguars 2.5 point road favorites against the Arizona Cardinals. 47.5 is the over under. I just don't even want to think about this game because Jacksonville has somehow been better than we thought and worse than we thought.
Both. Dude, there is a game left I can't wait to talk about, and then you want to throw Jacksonville, Arizona at me, man. Yeah, Jaguars. Yeah, I agree with you. It's crazy to me. I mean, the way they've won games has been crazy. The way they've lost games have been crazy. At times, their defense has looked menacing, and at other times, they give up 32 points in a fourth quarter. And Trevor Lawrence, I still don't know. I have no idea if Trevor Lawrence is still good. No clue. Not even sure if he ever was good. I don't know. And that's just how I feel because there are times he makes throws and runs and looks awesome, and then he makes plays where you go, "What was that?"
Yeah,
but you do get Arizona, so that should help.
Yeah, that should help. I'm with you. That the Jacksonville defense is real, so
Yeah.
there is that. We're getting late in the season. This is when Arizona falls apart. So I like Jacksonville here. If there was a game I cared less about than the previous one, it's definitely this one.
Don't you?
The Atlanta Falcons are traveling to New Orleans to take on the Saints. The Saints are 2 point home favorites. The over-under's 40. I don't want to with this game, Jimmy.
I feel like even though there's going to be no value in it, I'm going to make a bunch of dollar bets on this game just to see what happens. But I'm sure because I have no idea. I mean, with Penix out, so you get Cousins back. When he played earlier, he was horrible.
Yep.
But normally he can at least complete passes, and they've got weapons. And the Panthers, I just have no idea who they are week to week. I really don't.
The Saints.
Sorry. The Saints week to week, I'm still...
Yeah, that's because sometimes they look like they want to be a bad NFL team that tries, and other times they look like they're just awful.
Yes. So, I just... the Saints are ugly, but the Falcons have lost to teams they should beat. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to take the Falcons here, but there's zero confidence in that pick.
Up next. Oh, I didn't say who I was taking. Oh, jeez. I guess I'll take the Falcons just because Kirk Cousins is a competent quarterback.
Yeah.
I just don't bet this game. Do what Jimmy's doing. If you want to put some dollar bets on it and be silly, but don't put real money on this game.
Nothing serious happening in that one.
Yeah, don't let Atlanta, New Orleans ruin your Sunday.
No.
Our next game sees the Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Dallas Cowboys. Eagles are 3 point road favorites. 47.5 is the over-under. It's, Dallas beats the crap out of a bad Raiders team, and all of a sudden people want me to believe that they're good, Jimmy. I don't understand it. I like Philly here, even though, like I said earlier, I think they look like they're ready to implode at a given notice, but they just keep winning.
I just wish Dallas had any level of defense. Because this would be the spot for the implosion. Because Dallas is going to score points on Philadelphia. But I like the Eagles, and I like the over. And it's still going to look broken and dismembered, and it doesn't look right. The offensive flow isn't there. Now they're trying to force balls into spots where they shouldn't. They still can't get the running game right. Just maybe all those carries last year are really hurting Saquon. I don't know. But Dallas just doesn't have enough defense to be the team to press down on the Acme machine, So.
Yeah, too much Dallas smoke this week. They're not that good. Our next game sees the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to LA to take on the Rams. Rams are 6.5 point favorites. 49.5 is the over-under. And it doesn't look like Tampa's healthy enough to compete with the best teams in the league right now.
Yeah, they've had a rough week. A lot of players sick, a lot of walkthroughs going on. I like what I'm going to do with this. I like the Rams to win, the Bucks to cover, and I like the over in this one as well. Because I agree with you. I don't think the Buccaneers are healthy enough to win this game, but I do think they'll fight and get a backdoor cover.
That's fair. I like the Rams. I like the over. The Matt Stafford MVP campaign continues.
I mean, he's been the most consistent, playing really well, doing dumb stuff, just making. I mean, the connection in the red zone with Devontae Adams is absolutely crazy. Just
Yeah,
as a team,
so good.
as a team, they're just phenomenal. I mean, they probably at this point now, I'm going to say they're the best team in the NFC.
They certainly look like it, and the way they lost that Philly game was very fluky.
Yeah. Yep.
The last game of the week sees the Carolina Panthers as 7-point underdogs in San Francisco against the Niners. Over-under is 49.5. Carolina has been kind of decent this year, Jimmy.
Feisty Panthers. Yeah, I'm going to take the Panthers to cover this because I just don't think San Francisco's good enough to beat anybody by more than 4 or 5 points.
That's probably a good way to approach this. I don't want any part of this game. I like the idea of going with Carolina, but I mean Christian McCaffrey, gonna probably get 1 million carries.
Yeah.
So maybe don't bet the game, bet him.
Yeah.
Well, that's week 12.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Browns have a winnable game in front of them, but I just we'll see what happens with Shedeur Sanders. I'm sure everybody will be perfectly rational when we talk about the game next time.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. There will be no crazy reactions one way or the other. And I think the scariest thing, and I think it, some local guys have hit on it, but not as much as national guys. Where the thing is if Shedeur is bad, what then?
We get Bailey Zappi and maybe a little Deshaun Watson.
There it is, and when it all comes back to Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, they're not going to want to do that, but I mean they might have to because if it's like really awful, like you can't. I was just saying 2 weeks ago, it was like you can't just keep running Dylan Gabriel out there. Like he's clearly not an NFL quarterback. But then, like, what are you doing with Bailey Zappi? So, I don't know. Shedeur will probably look like decent, but better than Gabriel, and then they'll go back to Gabriel because that would make no sense. So, of course, that's what they're going to do.
I don't know. I think everybody, me and you have had healthy banter about this. I think everybody thinks and believes that Shedeur should look better than Dylan Gabriel looked. I don't think his performance on the field is going to be any better than what Dylan Gabriel's performance on the field was.
That's fair. Although I will say this week they should be able to run the ball because the Raiders are terrible against the run.
Yeah, which means Kevin Stefanski will go 5 wide to start the game.
Oh, I completely forgot about that idiocy that he does. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to take.
I mean, if they're bad against the run,
I'm going to take my Cleveland. Yeah, I'm going to take that pick away, and we're going to go with Vegas to cover.
If they're bad against the run, then they know we're going to run, so we have to pass.
Oh wait, but Stefanski's not calling plays.
Oh, you know what, Evan? That is very true.
I'm back to Cleveland.
My thinking now.
Yeah, I'm back to Cleveland now. Because they'll try to run the ball more. I really believe that. I believe that they're going to try and run the ball more because Stefanski's not calling plays. And D. Podesta's not there, so they're not going to tell him to throw the ball 50 fucking times.
I got to let go of some of my old tropes now without Stefanski calling plays and D. Podesta not texting him.
Yeah. Well, it'll be a lot of fun. There's some big spread games. And, I mean, really the game that I think all eyes are on is that Kansas City game because, I mean, this is the tipping point for them. If they lose this game, then they're really facing an uphill climb to make the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think also this is as much as it's about Kansas City, like, we still don't believe in Denver's offense at all.
No.
Like, they're winning games, but they've had some fluky ass wins. Like,
But then
we don't believe in.
New England looks the best, but they haven't played anybody.
Yeah, but I still feel that same way about the Colts. And like, if the Colts get smacked around by the Chiefs, like I think they're going to, then people are going to have to start backpedaling on the whole, like, Daniel Jones was, like, all the nonsense about the Colts.
Yeah.
Kudos to them for beating all the teams they're supposed to beat, but they haven't really played anybody either. And I think this game is very much about the Colts as well, that, if they get into a little bit of adversity, or if they do get down 10 points early, you can't just run Jonathan Taylor every play. And how much can you really hide Daniel Jones?
It'll be fascinating to watch.
Yeah,
I've got a lot of season-long bets that really need Kansas City to win that game.
yeah, me as well. Me as well. And the Buccaneers-Rams game's a huge game as well.
Well, that's it. That's week 12, man. Thanks for joining me tonight to talk some football, Jimmy.
No place I'd rather be, brother.
And I want to thank all of you for listening. For Jimmy Champ, I'm Evan Belfiore. Thank you for listening to No Broken Legs.